At the beginning of the film, we see two mothers in a house. The mom was very frightened because there were very strange occurrences happening in their neighborhood. Her daughter reassured her saying, "Mom, there is nothing like that. We are safe." However, her mom still forbade her from going outside saying, "Don't go out, it's dangerous." Her daughter didn't listen and went outside anyway. After that, she started hanging clothes to dry, but then she heard a loud noise from a strange creature like a demon. She realized that we were not alone. She turned around to witness a peculiar and unfortunate creature devoid of eyes standing ominously behind her, which swiftly attacked and killed her in one decisive move. As she let out a final cry while succumbing, her mother heard her voice and realized with horror that her daughter had also become a victim of the very same demon. The creature that was wreaking havoc throughout the city. Driven by love for her daughter, she rushed outside, but soon realized it was her worst decision. Frightened, she went back inside, understanding that the monster might have already entered her home. To protect herself, she retrieved a gun from her drawer. She remained silent, aware that the monster couldn't see, but was attracted by sound. She felt that she had to kill the demon, not wanting to waste her last chance. She wanted to save her life, but she was extremely frightened. Her hands were trembling badly. She moved forward with slow, cautious steps, but in her haste, she dropped the bullet from her gun, and that noise was enough. It attracted the monster, which now stood behind her, and suddenly attacked her as well, killing her. After that, we were shown a terrifying and strange form of this monster. Was there something bizarre coming out of its mouth? Something emerged from its mouth, looking utterly revolting. The scene shifts. We now see the film's main character, Rita. Her mum resides in the city where the movie starts and where the monster is. Rita's mum hadn't mentioned anything about the events in the city, but Rita was concerned. Her dad hadn't been home for 3 days. Her mum made an excuse, saying he often doesn't return on time and will be back. Yet, Rita's worries don't ease, and she decided to take her family to the city. Her mum tried stopping her, saying it was dangerous, but Rita didn't listen. Morning comes, and Rita and her family get ready to visit her mum. Meanwhile, the bank was prepared. They asked, "Where's Charlie?" They meant their daughter. The sister said she's still with Tiger today. He was her friend. He asked his dad, "If they don't get along, why not just leave?" His mum said, "Relationships need time, then things get better." Meanwhile, Tyler and Charlie come out. Charlie tells her mum and dad, "Actually, Tyler did something for me." Relationships take time, then things improve. Meanwhile, Tyler and Charlie come out too. Charlie tells mum and dad, "Actually, Tyler did something for me." The plan was set, but now because we had to go to Grandma's house, I was just persuading him to come along with me, and Tyler agreed. Now, the 5 of them leave the city. They are going to their grandma's town. After approximately half a day's journey, they reach Rita's town, where they notice a lab outside the city. They asked Rita about the lab, and Rita said no one knows what kind of experiments are conducted in this lab or why it is here. It's just been here for years, perhaps since my childhood. It was written that danger lurked here with some dangerous tests being conducted. Perhaps these people now complete their journey from the lab to their home by car. She was extremely excited to meet her mum after so many years, but as soon as she reached home, it was a different story. The doors of her house were open, and neither her mum nor dad was inside. She searched the entire house. When she became terribly worried, Alan said there was no need to worry, perhaps they had gone to the neighborhood. Thinking this, Rita was taken aback. This was the house where the movie had started, and initially there were 2 women. It was surprising that this house was also open and looked as if no one lived there. Despite calling out loudly and searching the entire house, she couldn't find anyone and became worried. Then Alan said, "Perhaps they've taken your dad to the hospital. Your dad's health is often poor as well." As they were about to leave the house, they noticed bloodstains in various places, which frightened them. They couldn't understand what had happened in this house or in this town. What exactly happened in this house or in this city? Anyway, for the time being, Data returns home and tells her children that they are going to the hospital to look for their mother, and Ben says he will accompany them. So, they set off to find their mother. As soon as they sat in the car to go to the hospital, everything seemed fine. However, their car suddenly stopped working, despite having been running perfectly until then. Alan was very shocked. How could this happen? He had brought this one after getting a new service done. There wasn't even time to think about all this. They get out of the car and assign the task of checking the vehicle to Trailer and Charlie while they themselves set off on foot to the hospital. As they were walking through the town, they felt very strange. They didn't encounter a single person for miles. All the hotels, houses, and shops were open as if no one lived there. It was as if no one lived there, as if no one cared about these places. Data was extremely worried. What was happening in this town? Even her mom had never told her about it. She herself had been in this town for many years. Had everyone left this town? At this time, they were checking a restaurant where they saw a fresh, bloody handprint on the glass. They got frightened and opened the door to go inside. It was a kitchen where a person was in a terrible state. They saw that he was covered in blood. He was teetering on the edge of death. Before succumbing, he issued a grave warning to evacuate the island, urging not to remain here, for if you do, the murderer will inevitably come and find you. After imparting all this, the man perished there. Alan comprehended. In the city, a strange entity had arrived that was killing and eating everyone, and now their lives were also in danger. Unaware of all this, Trailer and Charlie were still checking the car. Trailer was puzzled as to how this car could have stopped because everything seemed perfectly fine. Charlie, standing there, was quite bored. She told Trailer, "You have a look at this, I'll just go to my farm." Saying this, she left. As she was walking today, she felt a sense of achievement. No one saw her and the farm was completely. She was going inside absent-mindedly and suddenly she dropped a bottle. She didn't know that what had happened unknowingly could lead to her death. The sound of the bottle falling was heard by the monster. The terrifying face of the monster was shown, which had now entered this farm, and suddenly it appeared right in front of Charlie. Seeing it, Charlie was shocked and distressed. She was extremely frightened. Running quickly, she went into another room, and upon reaching there, she was completely taken aback. Her grandmother had been enveloped and suspended by the creature as though it planned to consume her at a later time. Upon seeing Charlie, her grandmother urgently murmured, "Run, do not make any noise. It is drawn to sound. It cannot see you. Save yourself and flee." Before Charlie could make her escape, the creature assaulted her from behind. Before the creature could inflict more harm, she succeeded in pushing it away and escaped from there. They ran. She went to the trailer, who was terribly worried seeing her injured, but there was no time to explain. She grabbed the trailer's hand and ran towards the truck. Before they could get into the truck, the sound of the truck opening startled her. The monster came up behind and attacked Tyler, killing him. Charlie was inside the truck. She could see how the monster was attacking Tyler, tearing him apart and eating him. She couldn't bear to watch it all. She shut the truck door immediately and the monster attacked the truck. It knew that Charlie was inside the truck, but it didn't know how to open it. Charlie was safe as long as she was inside. To get to Charlie, the monster tried to break the truck, but it couldn't and then started eating Tyler again. First, it picked up Tyler and threw him on top of the truck, causing the bloodied hand of the trailer to smear all over the window, making Charlie, who was sitting inside, even more frightened. Just then, we see that Alan and Lita also arrived to help Charlie. They had arrived to rescue her, but they were unaware that Charlie had already fallen prey to the monster. They noticed the monster's handprints on the truck. They realized they needed to proceed cautiously, or else the monster would target them as well. As they took a few steps forward, they were shocked to see the monster tearing into Tyler and devouring him. Somehow, they needed to save Charlie, who was inside the truck, but they knew that if they opened the truck, the monster would immediately be attracted to them. Given the situation, the plan was to leave Charlie in the truck and hide inside the house themselves, and that's what they said they would do. Quietly entering the house, Alan closes the door and explains to Data, "Look, he can't see us. We'll stay silent, wait for morning, rescue Charlie, and leave from here. We have no other motive." Inside, Charlie was also watching her family through the windows. After a long wait, Alan slowly opened the door and stepped outside. They felt it was time to rescue Charlie. As he had left from there, Ellen calmly opened the truck door. But as soon as the sound cut off, the monster came to them. Now, both Charlie and Alan's lives were in danger. He knew that two people couldn't escape together. So, Ellen decided to sacrifice himself and told his daughter that when he made a noise, she should run away. According to the plan, Alan shouted loudly, causing the monster to attack him. And Charlie runs towards the house. As soon as she gets inside, Rita quickly takes her daughter and lays her on a bed. Her daughter was badly injured, and they didn't know what had happened to Alan outside. Was he alive or dead? They couldn't even go and check. The sister was very frightened. She asked her mum, "Mum, what on earth is happening?" So her mum explained. This is the work of people from an external lab. They were trying to create something powerful or a weapon. Due to their experiment failing, this monster must have been created, and at some point, it took advantage of the situation, overpowered all the lab personnel, and managed to escape. Here, Charlie was in a bad state. Before losing consciousness, she informed her mum, Rita, that Grandma was hanging in the shed at the back because of this monster, and she was still alive. Hearing this, Rita's mind was thrown into disarray, and a new thought occurred to her. She forgot to work on Alan's plan. She forgot that they had to quietly leave in the morning, but now a new plan was forming in her mind that she had to save her mum. She told her sister, "You stay with Charlie, I'll go and save our mum." Then, while still with Charlie, she saw something alarming. Slowly, teeth were emerging from her sister's wounds, indicating that she too was infected and turning into a monster, something that Charlie perhaps had also realized. Unaware of all these developments, Data had now arrived on the scene. When she arrived, she saw her mum hanging there in a terrible state. She wanted to quietly get her mum out of there, but then the monster appeared. Data knew that if she made any noise, she would be killed too. To hide herself, she went into a water tank, but the sound of the water complicated everything. Before the monster could attack Lita, her sister arrived. By making a noise, she managed to attract the monster's attention towards herself. The monster then slowly started approaching Ben. He was reading for it. Before he could attack Ben, someone pulled Ben back from behind. It turned out to be none other than his dad, Alan, who was still alive and had come here to save him. He was here with his sister. They are told to run away and once again think of sacrificing themselves to save their children. As soon as they flee from their sister's place, they spread the rumor themselves, and the monster attacks them again. This time, the monster had struck Alan so much that there was no life left in him. Lita cried upon seeing this. She realized that her husband's life was gone, and in a short while, her mother's life would also be lost. The best option she had was to save her son and sister's lives. Rita runs far away to save her son and screams loudly so that the monster leaves the pen and is attracted towards her. Even after the commotion, she kept running and eventually reached the truck where the monster had now arrived. As soon as the monster entered the truck, she closed it, ensuring her son was safe outside. Inside, the monster attacked Rita as well. Meanwhile, Ben was confused about what to do. He goes to meet his father one last time and sees that there was still a bit of life left in him. In those final moments, he tells you to leave from here. It's better for you to save your life and just remember us after we are gone. His sister's condition was very bad. Her entire life changed in one day. Her mum, dad, and sister were all killed. After his dad's death, he left his dad and went to his grandmother's house where he had locked Charlie. Upon arriving, he saw that Charlie had ended her own life because she realized that if she died, she would turn into a monster. Seeing his sister dead ignites a fire of anger within him. He decides to take revenge and takes his grandmother's gun from her house. Ben no longer cared about his own life. He just wanted to avenge his family. He knew the monsters were inside the truck at that moment. As soon as he opened the truck, the monster would come before him. He wasn't even sure if his bullet would kill the monster or not. All he knew was that the fire of his vengeance would be somewhat quenched. The door was opened, and just before the monster could emerge, his fortune shifted. The army had arrived to apprehend the master. However, it was too late, as the monster had already annihilated the entire town's population before they arrived. Now, an army soldier drags his sister away from the monster. He was in a frenzied state, unable to comprehend anything. He then observed his arm, where teeth were beginning to protrude, indicating that he too was infected and would soon transform into a monster. A monster was about to be created. It shows that the army personnel went inside the truck and eliminated that monstrous threat, but they are unaware that in just a short while, they will face another monster. And what will happen next? With this suspense, the story ends here.